There is a quiet truth about World War II that rarely appears in battlefield histories. For millions of civilians, survival depended not on weapons, but on how well they protected their homes at night. During air raids, blackouts, evacuations, and long stretches without police coverage, households developed layered defences that discouraged intrusion before confrontation ever occurred. These methods were not dramatic. They were deliberate, subtle, and effective. And because they relied on psychology, visibility control, and early warning rather than force, they still work today. What you are about to hear is not folklore. These practices were documented in British civil defence manuals, European Homefront reports, and post-war civilian accounts. They were designed to prevent intrusion by making homes difficult to approach, difficult to navigate, and impossible to surprise. Stay with this, because once you understand how these systems work together, you will see modern home security very differently. The foundation of wartime home defense was visibility denial rather than confrontation. During blackout conditions, civilians learned that light was both a liability and a signal. Even a faint glow from a window marked an occupied home and attracted unwanted attention. Families sealed windows using heavy curtains, blankets, or layered paper, not just to comply with blackout laws, but to erase visual confirmation of life inside. Applied today, this principle means controlling nighttime visibility. Interior lights that spill outdoors announce occupancy patterns. Using layered curtains, controlled lighting zones, and timed illumination reduces predictability. Intruders prefer certainty. Removing it discourages approach. Early warning mattered more than strong barriers. One of the most effective World War II home defences was, noise. Civilians placed glass bottles, scrap metal, or even loose gravel along entry paths, so, movement produced unmistakable sound. This wasn't about trapping someone, it was about creating unavoidable alerts that worked without power. Modern equivalents are honestly simple. Gravel walkways, loose stone borders, or hanging objects near entrances provide immediate audible warning. These systems require no electricity and, function continuously. They don't stop movement, but they eliminate surprise. Controlled access points reduced vulnerability dramatically. Wartime households learned to limit usable entrances. Extra doors were bolted internally, windows were secured from inside, and movement paths within the home were simplified so defenders knew exactly where sound or light would appear. Today, this translates into knowing which entrances are truly necessary and reinforcing awareness around them. Reducing complexity improves response time. Fewer access points mean fewer unknowns during an intrusion attempt. Interior compartmentalization slowed movement and increased detection. Homes were divided internally using furniture, curtains, or temporary barriers. This served two purposes. It limited how far an intruder could move unseen, and it created choke points where sound and shadow were amplified. Modern homes can apply this by arranging furniture to create defined movement paths rather than open corridors. Interior lighting that highlights transitions between rooms increases visibility without illuminating the entire space. Neighborhood coordination was, without a doubt, the strongest deterrent. In Britain and, parts of occupied Europe, informal night watches just formed organically. Neighbours checked on one another, noted any unfamiliar movement, and responded collectively to disturbances. Intruders, well, they tended to avoid areas where community awareness was obvious. This remains relevant even today. Visible cooperation between neighbours, shared routines, and mutual awareness really do reduce isolation. Criminal behaviour, honestly, it thrives where no one appears to be watching. Civilians learned quickly that predictable routines made homes vulnerable. Light usage, movement timing, and even meal schedules, they were varied intentionally to prevent patterns from forming. The modern application is simple but powerful. Varying lighting times, parking locations, and daily habits, well, it all complicates surveillance. Predictability, that invites planning, but uncertainty now that really discourages it. Psychological signals, they mattered as much as physical ones. Homes, you see, displayed subtle signs of alertness. A moved chair, a changed curtain position, or perhaps an unexpected sound, all suggested occupants were awake and attentive. Intruders, well, they prefer passive, unresponsive targets. Today, signs of presence matter. Small changes that suggest awareness, even when occupants are resting, increase perceived risk for anyone approaching. Why this World War II home defence still works today? These methods succeeded because they addressed intruder behaviour, not brute force. They relied on denying information, increasing effort, and removing surprise. None required electricity. None depended on advanced technology. They worked because they turned the home into an environment that resisted intrusion naturally. Modern security often focuses on devices rather than design. World War II civilians had no such luxury. They built systems that functioned continuously, quietly, and cooperatively. If this guide changed how you think about home defense, subscribe to the channel for more historically grounded survival knowledge drawn from real wartime experience. Share this video with others who believe protection begins and ends with hardware. History shows that awareness, design, and discipline stopped intruders long before modern alarms ever existed.